Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't who tells it like the TI is. Like my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I had to change shirts because I had wasted, I think some orange juice or something on the other shirt. But anyway, the topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Love and Marriage DC, Season 2, Episode 1, called Changing of the Guards. It started off with them showing clips from the reunion, and then Carlos King asked Monique a question. He said, Monique, this is a fan questions, and the fan said you really just wanted to get on, you just really wanted to get on Love and Marriage DC to to uh, to ridicule Chris and to ridicule Chris and break up your marriage and stuff like that. And she said, no, no, no. I didn't get on, I didn't get on here to do Chris bad or do anything about that. At that, me and Chris were having problems with our marriage and stuff like that. And then the next thing you know, they showed Ashley and Arena, and Arena was saying that her and Ashley had became friends after the reunion, and they had been going to each other's houses and going to each other's events and going to each other's houses and events, and they had been having lunch together and stuff. So they had become friends, after the reunion and stuff. And then it switched back to Quick in the radio station doing his radio show, and he was with his co-host. I can't think of her name, but anyway, they were going to talk about. I think they call it the Daily Dirt or something. When his co-host say, "Well, quick, we want to get into the daily. We want to get into the Daily Dirt," and the first dirty dirt is rumored and speculated that Chris and Monique have breaking up and decided to get a divorce. What do you know about that? And then Quick said in his confessional that they had a morning meeting, and that was never brought up in the morning meeting. And so he said, "Well, I really don't know that. I really don't know nothing about it. I haven't talked to Chris, or I haven't talked to Chris or Monique, so I really don't believe it. So I really don't know nothing about it." So Jamie had came to visit Quick and stuff like that, and it was like after the session, Jamie walked in the booth and he said, "What? What went on? What happened?" He said, "Yeah, they was asking me about Monique and Chris." He said, "What do you think about Monique and Chris? Have you heard from Monique and Chris?" He said, "Nah, me and Arena haven't heard from haven't heard from Chris and Monique either." He said, he said, "I was expecting them to call or something like that." He said, "Well, until I hear from them, I won't believe it." That's what Quick was saying. He said, "Well, I won't believe it either." He said, "But what you doing here?" He said, "Man, I used to be a police officer." He said, "But now that I'm retired, I just came to visit you to check on you." Said, he said, "Oh." Cook said, "Oh, you was a police officer? You never told me you was a police officer." He said, I couldn't tell a whole lot of people that I was a police officer because I couldn't tell people, it had to be private." And so it switched back to Ashley and Arena, and they were still talking about Monique, and she was saying that she hadn't heard from Monique either. And Ashley was saying, "Well, do you really think they separated?" And Arena said, "Well, I really don't know. I really don't know." And then Ashley said, "Well, they got that big old house. They got three big old houses, and they got one big house where it's big enough for each of them to still stay in the same house and be in separate rooms." She said, "Yeah, I was wondering that too." She said, I did invite Monique to Jayson's going away party because he's in the DARS program. He'll be going away for 9 months." And I actually said, "Oh, that's good, that's good." She said, "Well, I hope Monique come." She said, "I hope Monique come too." She said, I don't understand about that." And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, I've been so busy since, I've been so busy since my book came out, and so I had to go ahead on and hire me an assistant." She said, "Well, who did you hire?" She said, "Well, the girl that was my babysitter. I hired her back as my assistant." She said, "Oh, yeah." She said, "You real busy." And she said, "What about Quick schedule?" That's what Arena said. And Ashley said, "Well, Arena, I'm tired of arguing with Quick about his work schedule and stuff." She said, "I just leave that as it is. I just leave that as it is because he's still gonna be a workaholic." She said, She said, "We all being workaholic." She said, "Y'all gonna come to Jayson party?" She said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna come to Jayson party." And she said, yeah, okay, okay, we'll come to the party. Then it switched to the next scene, and the next scene was they introduced Clifton and Joey to the cast, and Clifton explained that he met Joey on Ready to Love. I don't know what season it was. Somebody said on Twitter that it was last season or season before, but I don't remember seeing it because I never really watched Ready to Love. But anyway, he said he met her on Ready to Love, and he said that he had two boys, one that is I think 14 or 18, and the other one is 4. And he said he had those boys from 2 different baby mamas. And so he was saying that he's an entrepreneur, and he's trying to make his own beard cream and lotion. And so Joy said that I think her name was Joey or Joy, whichever one. But she said that she was a singer and she lived in Mexico and she sung around and she traveled around the world. And I was like somebody on Twitter, I ain't never heard her sing. But anyway, she said she's a singer, and she said she decided to move with Clifton to another house, and then her and Clifton decided to move where they are now in Washington D.C. And so they was getting ready to unpack and everything and stuff like that. And he was telling her that she had to she kind of had to get used to being being a stepmom and stuff because she doesn't have any children. And she said, yeah, in her confessional, she knew what our Clifton was about, and she still wanted him. She said Clifton is a package deal, and she already knew that she have no problem with his boys, or she like his boys and stuff like that. And then so Clifton was talking about there's a different dynamic because you got 3 different women that you got to deal with, and sometimes you go and see the kids at his baby's mama's house, and sometimes the kids have to come over there. Let me get some water so I can. Okay, I'm back. Ashley is at her house, and she said she's been so busy after she released her book last year that the woman that she had hired for her babysitter, she had hired that woman to be her assistant, and the doorbell ringing, it was her assistant, and she told the assistant that she needed her to help her get a wardrobe together and the clothes stuff together. And while she was talking to the assistant, she saw Quick walk by in the hallway, and she told Quick she'd be in the bedroom to talk to him, so she'll be there in a minute. So she came in there and she told him, she said, yeah, I'm so busy, I'm so busy and stuff, and I'm so busy and stuff right now. That's why I had to hire her back, the assistant Angela. And she said, yeah, I'm glad you did hire Angela back because you needed some help. You needed some help. She said, yeah, I did need some help. And then Quick said, I hope Antonio don't mind Angela coming back. She said, well, he don't have a problem with it. I already told him what was going on. I already told him that she's not going to be a babysitter telling him what to do no more. And then he said, oh, okay. And then she said, yeah, I still have to get up early in the morning at 6 o'clock and wake up Antonio for him to go to school so he won't be late. And Quick said, what? You still have to wake him up to go to school? He said Antonio needs to learn how to wake up his own self and go to school. He said you let him oversleep and miss a couple of days out of school, then he'll learn how to wake up. She said, now, Quick, I ain't gonna raise my children like I was being raised. I was around 15 years old and stuff like that, and by me being with my mama and stuff, I had to fear for myself, and then Quick say now, we need to nip this in the bud right now. He need to grow up. We need to grow up and be a man. Learn how to be a man, do his stuff on his own. She said, no, I don't do like that. And he said, yeah, Jamie was telling me some stuff in the studio about little Jamie, about how little Jamie was supposed to get a job. He lost the job, and little Jamie wanted him to pay for his traffic ticket, $120, and he told him he wasn't gonna pay the $120. She said, yeah, Raina was telling me something about little Jamie too, about some of the same stuff. And she said, by Big Jamie telling you about little Jamie, you think our son gonna come out to be like little Jamie. Our son is not gonna come out to be like little Jamie. He said, well, yeah, I agree with you to a certain certain extent. He said, but the boy do got to learn how to do stuff on his own and fend for his own, Ashley. And Ashley say, well, and Ashley say, my boy is not bad. He said, yeah, no, our kids are not bad. She said, but Erand and Jamie, she said, but little Jamie, little Jamie is bad, and he's a bad person. He's a bad influence, and my son is not gonna be like that. So you see what it is, you looking at little Jamie and thinking our son gonna be like that. Our son ain't gonna be like that. And then he said, okay, Ashley, I gotta go. So he left. Next thing you know, they showed Raina going to the penthouse and checking out the penthouse. And said, ooh, it looks pretty. She went over there and said, oh, the food looks nice, everything looks good. She said, oh yeah, the food was catered by my sister. And she explained to her sister, she said, I invited my family, I invited Jamie's family, and I invited some of my friends. So the people started showing up for the party and stuff like that. Ooh, let me stop one more minute. And Raina was telling her mom how little Jamie had lost that job and how he had distanced himself from the family, and she had told her mama that little Jamie was saying that they don't do nothing for him. And then next thing you know, Big Jamie came in and said, he said before I let Jayson come in here, he said I want y'all to be all pumped up. I want y'all to have good energy, and I want y'all to party, because Jayson said he wants to party and have fun and dance. So next thing you know, Jamie opened the door, and Jayson came in with Raina's daughter Brittany, and they all came in. They was happy for Jayson. And then Big Jamie said that he got his brother to paint a picture of Jayson, and he had Jayson to help him with the picture. And Jayson was filling the picture, filling all over his face, and he was just happy and dancing and stuff. And everybody liked that he was happy and dancing. And then so right after that, Jamie asked Raina, do you think little Jamie gonna come? She said, well, I told him to come, but I don't know if he gonna come. He said, well, I hope he come. Next thing you know, Quick and Ashley walked in the door, and they hugged and greeted everybody. And then so I think it was either Ashley or Quick say, where's Monique? And she said, well, I don't know. I thought Monique was coming. I invited her. And Ashley, she not here yet? She said, no, she not here yet. And then it was somebody who came in with Ashley. I don't know if she was a producer or what. She said, well, she called and said that she couldn't get nobody to babysit. She said, couldn't get nobody to babysit. And they said, that's what she said. And then so next thing you know, Clifton and Joy came in, and then Raina said that they knew Clifton and Joy before they got on Ready to Love, and before they got on Love and Marrige DC, and they were saying that Joy is also a friend of Ashley's. So they all came in, and they was all sitting down, they was all having a good time and stuff. And then so Joy said, she said, yeah, she said, yeah, I'm gonna be on the panel. She said, I'm gonna be on the Ready to Love panel. She said they invited me to talk to single mothers about single motherhood. And then Ashley said, single mother? You're not a mother, are you? She said, no, I'm not a mother. She said, that's what I thought. She said, but why are they having you to talk to single women? She said, because they told me to be talking on the panel. And then Raina said in her confessional, why is Ashley going back and forth with Joy? That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. And she said, I could see from the way Clifton was looking that he didn't agree with what Ashley was doing either. And then so they said, well, yeah, let's go ahead on and get off this subject, table subject. She said, well, they asked me. And then Joy looked kind of funny. And then Joy and said Nick officials. Cliff, she said, Joy said, I didn't understand why she was making such a big deal about it and stuff like that. She ought to be happy. And then Clifton said she should be congratulated instead of hating. And then the next thing you know, little Jamie showed up, and Big Jamie was surprised. And then he said, yeah, I came to celebrate my brother his birthday. And then Raina said that she loved all her children, but Jayson is her heart. And they were saying Jayson gonna be gone for 9 months. And then Big Jamie said something about Jayson, say he really loved Jayson, and him and Jayson party together, and he got to crying and stuff. Next thing you know, Big Jamie told Little Jamie that he wanted to go outside and talk, and so they went outside and talking. He would say, man, why you bring me out? He said, man, I didn't like what you said in your text. He said, I know what you said in your text. He said, I'm gonna read your text. He said, you was mad because I didn't give you $120 to give your probation officer. You know, I give you $100. You know, I give you $100 a night for doing that for me. He said, but it ain't my fault that you didn't get that job and stuff like that. He said, well, yeah. He said, well, you got to get another job. He said, I told you, Daddy, I don't want no security guard job. He said, man, you got to do something. He said, man, you got to stop riding me. You got to stop riding me. You getting on me all over time. He said, I came here to celebrate Jayson's birthday, not to talk about this stuff. Next thing you know, little Jamie walked away, and then Big Jamie had a glass in his hand. He said, I had to go and let him walk away. He said, because I didn't want to ruin Jayson's birthday party. And then he went back in there, he got talking, yeah, these 90s kids, all they want you to do is give them stuff and baby them and coddle them. And when you don't get them there, they tell me you don't love them, you don't care about them. And then Erand said, what happened? He said, yeah, me and them got into it. She said, what? She said, where's little Jamie now? And then one of the producers said, well, he in the hall. And then Big Jamie said, he in the hall. He said, man, you're not gonna be embarrassing me in front of these people. He said, man, leave me alone. And then the show ended. All in all, Love and Marrige DC season 2, episode 1 was good. They did introduce Clifton and Joy. I'm still gonna put a question mark on them. Now, Joy did bring out a little something with Ashley, but to me, she's still on the question mark list. I'll see what she does later on in the thing. Now, it is a totally different show than what it was when Monique was on there. And I'm glad they addressed Monique's stuff, but the show was still good anyway and stuff like that. So this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.